Alright guys, so before getting into this one's not a live recording. Obviously it was recorded live, but there was no talking while I was doing it because I actually did start to do it that way. But this thing was an absolute beast. So as you can tell from the title of the video, this is Lab Rats, and it's solo and it's on Deathwish, and I'm really just trying to grind this one out so I can get the achievement before it disappears on the 12th of November. So today is I think it may be the 12th of November today, or the 11th, one of the two. I actually think it's the 11th. So I have to get in here and do this. I've tried with groups, and I figured I would try it solo at the same time. And I must admit that I spent a good couple of hours trying different builds out, different strategies, all kinds of crap, to be honest. I even tried it stealth at one point. You see these guys call the cops. I actually came in with ECMs, figuring we could stealth it. Oh my god, it was ridiculous. So I actually tried a couple of different methods. I tried different loadouts. First off, I tried my tank build, which is heavy armor. I was using the Jocelyn and I was using the locomotive. And then I was just I think I was bringing ammo bags. And that didn't work out too well. And I didn't really have a strategy of where I could camp out, where I could run, or what jumps I could make. All I knew is what I had to do and cook the meth and do 3 bags of one, then the next, then the next. And that was a bit of a disaster. So then I thought, well, there's so much going on that maybe when you're doing this solo that you can bring some dodge into play. So I tried a dodge build. I stuck my dodge build on, but that means you got 0 armor. And if you look at the people who are actually shooting at you, well, they're pretty tank. There's a ton of tasers, there's a ton of cloakers, and there's an absolute barrage of bulldozers on this. So the best thing about the cloakers on Deathwish when you're on solo, well, on any difficulty when you're solo, is that they don't kick you. They can't kick you. So they'll just fire a gun. They've just got more health. So that's one benefit. The tasers, though, if you don't have the skill that jolts them back, or they only give you a couple of volts and then they stop. If you don't have that, then you're in serious trouble on this one. There's a ton of shields, there's a ton of tasers, there's a ton of bulldozers, and there's a ton of cloakers. So it was kind of crazy. So dodge didn't really work either, because there's also a couple of snipers. There's only 2 snipers on here, but they're in a couple of spots. There's one that I'm just taking out there, and the other one is kind of right by the meth and another zipline. So that kind of sucks. So dodge didn't work out for me. So then I thought, well, how about some grinder action? So I can just kind of get some of my health back. But that was the same kind of thing. I mean, I had a ballistic vest on my grinder build, and that didn't work either. You know, the armor just wasn't enough for me. So then I did a hybrid. I did a dodge and then I did a grinder with it. But that didn't work either because I was spending too much points trying to get the dodge thing. I think sneaky bastard. I was trying to get that ace so I could try and use a ballistic vest, but that was probably the worst option that I could do. So I didn't bother doing that one. So then I thought, oh, well, let me bring in some, not teammates, but AI. Let me bring in some AI. So I bought in, well, you can bring a maximum of 2 in, right? So I come in, I've got 2 AI with me. But of course what that does is, the game thinks now that there's 3 of you, so of course it brings more enemies in. It's the same when you play with 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people in a group. It just brings more enemies in. They spawn, etc., etc. The problem is with that is that the AI suck. So they just stand in front of tasers, and the second that they get tased, they go immediately down. And then you're pretty much donezo with them. So you're left with all of the enemies from a 3-man team, because you can only have 2 AI with you when you play solo. You're with all the enemies from a 3-man team, but it's just you. And they end up dying within, I want to say 3 minutes. Both of them were down in 3 minutes. I tried it 3 or 4 times. It was a little stupid, to be honest. So then I went back to the drawing board and I started to think, well, what the hell am I going to do here? I mean, I was getting frustrated. Really, really frustrated. So I figured, there's a ton of shields, there's a ton of bulldozers, there's a ton of tasers, there's a ton of cloakers. I'm using one of my favourite guns, the Jocelyn here. I mean, I can take out snipers with this thing. One of the snipers is a little far away, but you can get him with a couple of good shots. So I thought, you know what, let me bring, well, before I even tell you well, I think you've already seen what secondary I'm bringing, but what I was noticing was that Captain Winters was showing up too, and now trying to do this Deathwish solo with Jocelyn, a locomotive, and some armor. And then Captain Winter shows up. I mean, I have Molotovs, but Winter's on Deathwish solo, forget it, man. I mean, usually you need two people. You need one to distract him, and then the other one so you can run around the back and beast him, or beast the shield. So this was actually my first game where I thought, well, if he does show up, because he showed up quite a lot, but he doesn't show up until like 10 minutes in, so you kind of invested when it happens. So I say to myself, well, let me just bring an RPG. So I put my tank build back on, I stick my Jocelyn on, I stick an ammo bag so I can have some RPG action, and I know the Jocelyn doesn't have a lot of ammo. I decide to bring the RPG in case Winter shows up, and then I think, well, I'm in my little safe haven here. This is a great spot you can use. I mean, granted, by the time this video's out, you probably can't go back in and do the Lab Rats heist, so you probably either already know it or you can't go and try it until next Halloween. But around this, I believe this is the caustic soda bin that we throw the caustic soda in. But in here, you can actually camp out pretty well. They don't come where I am right here. They just come to the entrance of that section there, on my left there, and then another similar entrance on the back end. So you can kind of pop in and out. And what I generally tried to do in all my attempts, which I didn't even bother here, is when the bags drop, is throw them into that area. And you'll see this other sniper is on the other side over there. Like you can see his laser beam. And this area that I'm in right now is where, when they steal the bags, this is where they drop them on this end. And if the bags are on the other half of the map, they drop them down the complete opposite end. But this one's a bitch because you got two snipers overlooking you. So what I was trying to do all the time on every other attempt was run all the bags into that little safe haven, and then when I get a break, I try and run them through and throw them in. So it kind of worked out. On this one, I just didn't get a chance to get the damn thing. So, and the main strategy of this is, because you're solo, obviously everybody on the map is coming after you. So that section that I camp out of in the middle is kind of a neutral area, and it doesn't, I mean, it draws everybody to you, but it doesn't draw them away from where you want to be. So they're all still kind of in the same spot. So the best strategy to do is stay at the far end where you spawn, and stay around that area until everybody comes down that way, and then kind of creep down the side to the middle area, and then you can start moving bags. I mean, you can see in this video how I'm kind of doing it, and you can tell when the round's starting to thin out because there's just not a ton of people on the floor, which is nice. This I died here a few times trying to make this jump. I guess I don't have Cat Burglar. You would have thought I would have gone and gave myself Cat Burglar at some point, but this is a good spot to hang out where I am right here, because it draws everybody from the other end of the map. So you can just kind of pick a few off here. Like I say, cloakers don't run at you, charge at you, or kick you or anything, so they're kind of, it's kind of a nice relief that you don't have to worry about that. That was a nice thought from Overkill to stick that in. Shields are a bit of a pain, because obviously they push you around like a beast. And the headless bulldozers on this are absolutely crazy. But they are no match for my RPG, which I think was pretty sweet. It was a good idea to bring it, and my only concern with it really was, I knew I'd have enough ammo because I was going to bring a bag, and I pre-planned a bag too. But with the amount of tasers, you have to be severely careful that if you're going to poke your head out to take care of some bulldozers and shields and etc., that you have your RPG, you don't get caught by a friggin' taser, or you potentially, if you're aiming downwards, you're just going to kill yourself. So I've kind of forgot, well, not forgot, but I've kind of lost where we are in the video here. We're about 9 minutes in, I suppose. Here we go. So this is the end of the round, and I guess this is where Captain Winters could come in. But luckily I don't get him on this one. I was ready for him though, granted. I mean, I got my RPG, I was all ready. And I'm not sure, I mean, this damn sniper. This is the worst spot for these things. I mean, I do have full armor, I have bulletproof, but the idea here is just to get these out of here so I don't have to go back in this area again. One thing that I would try and do in some previous attempts would be to try and, between these down spots, because the end of a round isn't like, or the end of a wave isn't like end of waves in other ones where the map kind of empties out. They don't really empty out that much. I mean, a couple of them drop down, but before you know it, they're back on again. So a wave probably ends for about 10 or 15 seconds. So a lot of my fails, I was actually getting caught running to throw a bag in and then trying to go and get another bag and then trying to run and throw that shocker in too. So it was kind of crazy. I got severely pissed off. There was a bit of rage. I didn't save any of my rages, so I could do like a fail video. I was too rage worthy. I mean, some of the videos, man, because I would restart and try again and restart and try again and not stop recording. And some of the videos were like 20 gigabytes long because it was about, I did a solid hour of recording and didn't, some of the attempts, man, I was going down within a minute because I was trying to get certain spawns on the bags. I was trying to get like 4 bags into this area I'm in right now, and I was just getting totally toasted. But this, dude, I'm telling you, this RPG was an absolute godsend. I mean, you can see how many enemies come up to the doorway here, and then you just click this bad boy in and you just take them out. You know, it's pretty sweet. The RPG does take out, I think it takes out school dozers and below, like the other two, the green ones and the black ones. Not that you get green on this one, but it, maybe I just got a bad shot with it, but it didn't take out the headless ones for me. Now, I don't know if that was just my bad shot, but I don't know. But it certainly didn't do it. And I thought, because this was my first attempt with the RPG, because I was running a locomotive secondary with, I think it was fully loaded. So I was having a bunch more there, and I've got all the attachments on the loco to give me extra ammo. So I think I was pretty pumped with the amount of ammo that I got. So I was a little concerned coming into this that I was not going to have enough. I didn't think the Jocelyn was going to give me enough ammo, but it seems to have a relatively good pickup. But the thing is you've got to be super, super accurate with it. And then the worst thing about this is if they do, never got caught in here in all my attempts. But you got to be super careful if you go in there, because obviously you could get backed in. And talking about, that just reminds me, talking about stupid builds that I came into this with. One attempt was sentry guns. I mean, holy shit! I was trying everything, guys. I was absolutely trying everything. Like I say, because there's a bit of a time crunch on what I'm doing here, so I got a day or the rest of today to get this complete. I'm not sure if you have the 12th to do it, or it ends on the midnight of the 11th. But I don't know. It's been a bit of a beast of a ride to try and get this one. So I think this is where I realised that I can't kill. Look, I didn't kill him. I thought that was a decent shot, but I mean, don't get me wrong, he's in serious trouble. Do I click him again? Yeah, I get him that time. So maybe I could have just given him a couple of shotgun shots, but yeah, if you do try this, or let me know what you guys have used on this. I mean, if you guys have done it, I've not watched a solo run of this. So I kind of figured this little safe haven pot out myself. And get the sniper again here. So, I mean, a lot of the time it's good to watch these kind of videos so you kind of have a heads up on what the hell you're going to be doing. But I didn't. Maybe I should have, actually. That would have made more sense. But I kind of got sucked into just trying to get it done and didn't think that there may be some strategy guides on YouTube or something. I don't know. But it's severely frustrating. I'd like to see, I guess this could be done with dodge or grinder, but I certainly couldn't handle it. It was way too much going on for me. There was one time that I was doing it, that I think this recording is about 20-something minutes, but there was one time that I actually got the meth cooked, and then I race over and I throw one bag over the side, but I didn't know that you need to throw all bags. I wasn't aware that you had to get every single bag. So that wasn't cool. Because the spot where the tray is, where the meth comes out, is a death spot. If you get trapped around there, you're done. She'll have a sniper to your back right, and I think the other sniper can actually aim at you at the same time. So you got to be super careful that way, and there's nowhere to run. And with the guns I'm running, I didn't have the firepower to get out of that, so that was something to be very concerned about. I don't really know what I think the best placement for these ziplines are either. I mean, this seems to be a good one. The only other spot it can spawn is to my left there. Still against the back, but to the other side. So now we're just getting the muriatic acid in, and I always look up to the top here, because if you go up there and there's a bulldozer waiting for you, you ain't getting down, because what they'll actually, oh, super dead here. Look how close I am. One shot and I was out. The amount of times that I've actually been up there, and I've been pushed off by a shield. I've been pushed off by a SWAT guy, like a tan SWAT guy, and just fell to my death. Sometimes I've just jumped and missed. Sometimes I've been flashed and just ran off. And these were like 20 minutes in or whatever. Super annoying, super rage-worthy, but I don't know. That seems to be Payday for me. I mean, I think this was probably the longest I've spent on trying to get something done in Payday. First only to a close second, which would have been Rats Day 2 Stealth. That was ridiculous. I thought when I did that one, I thought Firestarter Day 1 Stealth was tough, but Day 2 Rat Stealth was so much worse. So I think, is that the last bag? I think that might be the last bag. Let's see. Yeah, it's the last bag. And then instead of, because what I did the first time, because I think I only got to the Meth Pot one other time, and that's when I threw one bag in and then died. No, I think I got one where I got 3 bags in, which was a little ridiculous too, but I don't have the locomotive, so to shoot the meth would just be a disaster with this Jocelyn. So I actually throw a Molotov on it, or 2 Molotovs on it, because I figure I don't need these things because I've got the RPG, because what I was using the Molotovs for in previous attempts was just waiting until there was a big build-up outside of these 2 ends, and then throwing a Molotov on it, and then just taking some cheeky shots at them and thinning the crowd out. But I figured I would save them this time so I can use them for the meth. So I think I throw a couple on the meth just to break it up. But then I think, oh well, we'll see, but because I recorded this earlier today, but I do think that I get one of those damn spiders too. And I'm not entirely sure what the hell those things are for. Like, you don't get any points for killing them, and you don't get any hit markers when you hit them, but you get some kind of sound. I'm not entirely sure. Never really looked into that a little bit, but you can see this Jocelyn, man. I love using this gun because it's like a better sniper rifle in my opinion. I think it's awesome. I mean, I think maybe I was stupid running two shotguns, but with a locomotive in this. I mean, I think when I did my dodge build, I tried using the Judge with HE rounds so I could take out bulldozers and shields. But like I say, that was a waste of time. That one didn't work. And it's not through lack of trying. I think I gave Grinder probably 5 or 6 attempts. I think I gave Dodge about the same. I gave the AI attempts. Here we go. So I figured there was a lot of people over there, so I'm going to make a run for this. AI attempts maybe 5 or 6 times. This actually works a treat, look. And I lob another one down. And you can tell that it worked because it just shows, I think it's like 4 bags. Instead of something indicating that you need to smash it, it just shows the suitcases. So I know I've got four bags to grab. And now I'm thinking, well, surely I've got this because I've got my ammo bag still. I've got a ton of ammo, and surely I can take them on with this Jocelyn just poking my head out. Now, if there wasn't this spot where if they came into here, I don't know how you would do this heist, in my opinion. Because they don't follow you quick enough to be able to run them around the map, in my opinion. You need some kind of, I guess it is a camp spot. But like I say, it's not as easy as it could be, because like it does draw them in from both sides, and if you're on this side, I think they do slowly move around, but it doesn't bring them down from the top because you're not on an extreme end of the map. So if there was some above me where the caustic soda needs to be thrown in, they're not moving from there. So if I'm down here and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to make a run for it to throw some soda in, they're still up there. So something I learned after a couple of hours, for sure. But it is insane the amount of bulldozers that are on this map. I do need a bunch of bulldozer achievements to finish off the Steam achievements for Payday, and this seems like this would be a good map to get them, because they just spawn upon spawn upon spawn. I mean, I think that there's more tasers than bulldozers too. I want to say that there's more specials on this heist than there is regular SWAT and police officers, for sure. So now we're about 20 minutes in, and I am so tempted at this point to just make a run for it. But I know I've just got to be patient. I've got plenty of ammo, because I've still got the ammo bag, or half the ammo bag. But then he says, yeah, that, end of the round. So I'm like, ah shit, here we go, let's get these in. Sniper's looking right at me there. And then this fucker comes in, look. And I'm not sure if he can even kill you or he's just there for the show. So I think I get 3 bags out of 4 in, I'm not sure. Yeah, I get 3 out of 4. Because I can get sniped twice and it's over. Yeah, he nails me. I'm not sure if the sniper got me there or the spider got me. Not entirely sure what the damn spider's for, to be honest. So now I'm thinking, well, I can wait one more round, because I was able to get 3 bags in at the end of a round. So surely I can get 1 bag in and race to the top, light the flare, and then wait for the helicopter. Now I couldn't remember, because I've done this heist on overkill difficulty. I couldn't remember how long it takes for the escape helicopter. So at this point I'm starting to think, I'm trying to plan out the last part of this heist. So I'm thinking, okay, so when it says round's over, or I start to see it thin out a little bit. Get the sniper again. When it starts to thin out a little bit, that I'll run and do the bag, and at the same time run to the top and light the flare. But then I'm kind of second guessing myself, thinking, I think, what if it's like mall crashes, where it takes 3 minutes for the damn plane or helicopter to come in? And I can't remember, and I can't sit on my phone and Google it or watch a video on it, so it's kind of stupid, really. But because I was so happy I'd got to this point, like 21, 22 minutes in too, I really feel confident at this point that I've got it. You know, I'm fully loaded with RPGs and stuff. But I think this was having played it forever, I think it was, I actually enjoy the heist. I remember when I first played it, when it first came out that first night, I didn't have a damn clue what was going off. I had no idea what was happening. This is where I'm being a little careful with having the RPG in my hand when I poke around the corner, because I'm just hoping that a taser's not over there and I blow myself up. But what is concerning me at this point is that the shields and everybody are climbing up the side there, which means I'm starting to think in my head here that maybe they start congregating at the top where their chopper's going to come in, because I'm getting towards the end. I don't know. That's what I was thinking, because I couldn't understand why they were climbing up. It didn't make any sense to me. And I was surprised that I killed a headless bulldozer there with the Jocelyn. Look at these bulldozers, man. There's now 3 there. I think there's actually another one to my right. And yeah, there was. And then I killed 1 too, so there was 5. And I'm telling you, the best thing about these tank builds now, when you use the... And this guy's going upstairs too, like, what are you doing? Is the muscle perk deck. It is just a beast of a deck now. And that was a bit of a fail. I think they shot it midair. But yeah, it's a beast of a perk deck. You can get down to 0 health and you just sit around. If there is a camp spot on a heist just like this, you can kind of just wait it out and you'll regen a little bit. Not as fast as if you have some of the skills or grinder. Oh, what's the other one? There's another one that gives it, or maybe they just give you armor back, not so much health. But there are actually, when I did my first attempt, I did take and I forget what the skill is, but it's the one where you have a hostage. And if you keep a hostage, you generate a certain amount of health back every so many seconds. Which, looking back, once I found this little spot, you have time at the beginning of the heist to take one of the scientists, one of the lab guys, tie his hands and bring him back here, and you would constantly have health regen, which would be a good idea, because I actually took it, and then look at these two guys. I actually took that skill and never used it, so then that's why I kind of redid my entire skill trees and everything. But that, looking back, would be a great option. And I think here I'm thinking that the round's almost over. So I'll go and try and find that last thing without getting sniped. My armor's good for one last snipe if I need it. So now I'm thinking it's time to go back in here, and I thought I was down here. Because the thing is, not down with the tasers, because I know I've got shockproof, is it, or whatever the skill's called. But what happened to me a lot in previous attempts and efforts was tasers would tase you and it kind of just stuns you in the spot. And that allows the bulldozers to just beast you with the... I think the headless ones have miniguns, and the black ones have Rhinefield shotguns or something. I mean, even with the ICTV, the Combined Tactical Vest, the bulldozers will... I think it takes them 3 shots. So the first one wipes out all of your armor, and then 2 shots will wipe your health out. So here we go, taking a run for this. Also thought it could have been over there, because he could have got me again. And then the sniper could have got me. Sometimes you'll come up here and there'll be a bunch of people. I run by this schooldozer, which he scares the piss out of me. And now I'm thinking, oh my god, where are we? I know it's the end of a round, but like I say, the rounds do not take much of a breather. And I know that schooldoser's down the bottom there. And then I see the chopper coming in, so I'm thinking, okay, the escape thing's going to end right here. And it doesn't. It's like, dude, where are you? So I keep looking up, looking around. And it's not appearing. I'm like, oh my god, someone's going to come up any second now. And then it's there. Just in time. And that is it. Top left corner, you're going to see my nice little achievement. There it is. Is that scary enough? That's it, guys. 95 accuracy with a Jocelyn. 27 minutes. Thank God that one is over. Thanks for watching, boys.